Now, I am doing one last gameplay testing, so please tell me in the comment section if the footage you're watching actually looks good and is not a blurry mess. I think it looks good, but it's better to get the world's opinion than just sticking to mine. Yeah, that's really it. I don't know why I ended up saying two. But there is one thing that I always wanted to talk about for quite a while now, but I wanted to wait until a certain period of time to bring it up. And that has to be the idea of gay propaganda. Now, this is a thing that if you're someone who lives basically anywhere in the world, I guarantee you I've definitely heard someone at one point said this, especially on Twitter, because this is a thing that so much people believe in deeply. I'm positive if you go up to a lot of people, especially in some other countries that's less progressive, they will swear on every fiber of their body that this is a thing that existed. And when you walk outside, you need to be careful because you may get hit with like a flying gay arrow that turns you gay. Now, the normal mindset that I see a lot of people going with is that if you educate anyone about gay people existing, or just show anyone a thing like a gay flag, or just talk about gay things around people, it's automatically going to turn them gay. And this is a thing that we're going to need to protect everyone from. You know, if you walk inside of a classroom, not even that, if you're just in public and you have a child or someone who is younger and they see a gay flag, they're automatically just going to get caught by it. Their eyes are going to turn into rainbows, and just like that, they're gay. Now, to me, someone who's a normal human being and not homophobic and actually research things about the world, this is flat out just the funniest thing to ever exist. Because this is just not true. If you take this concept and literally just replace gay with just anything else, and you say what they're saying, people are going to say you're psychotic. Like, let me give you an example right now. Listen up, everyone. We need to stop teaching everyone around the world about Georgia, because the split second a kid learns about that country, they automatically become a Georgian patriot. They abandon where they come from and they want to move there, so we need to keep it away from them because they're grooming children. We have to get rid of every single flag that they have, because the split second someone ends up seeing a Georgian flag, automatically they're lost. I have lost so much people around me to the power of Georgia, and it's something that's so gross and disgusting, just needs to be stopped, and we need laws in place right now to prevent anyone from learning about Georgia so we can keep everyone we know safe. Now, I originally ended up saying this as a joke, but now I'm really thinking with the state that the world is right now in the glorious year of 2025, I'm actually positive that that might actually work, especially if you're in a place like America and you replace the country Georgian with like Georgian. You replace the country Georgia with a place that mainly black people live in. I do guarantee you a lot of people will probably agree with that. But just pretend to say that part. If I ended up saying that about like Georgia, obviously I'll be called mentally insane, and people will say stuff like, how in the world of you teaching someone that this place exists will automatically turn them into a patriot? This is something that I've heard before because I have used this example with so much other things, not this country. I use this example talking to homophobic people with like religion, other beliefs, anything that just has a flag, and that's automatically their response. That makes no sense. They're not automatically going to become indoctrinated. But you say we're gay though. Oh, automatically they change your mind. No, this is completely different. Gay people are turning. They're turning youths gay. And this is just a thing that's not happening and never has happened. But I also want to add in, I really like how in a lot of places people act like this is the biggest thing that's dangerous to kids. This thing that's not happening. Because if you come up to me and you say, what is the few most dangerous things that can happen to a kid, especially in a place like America? You know, the four things that'll come to my mind is homelessness. You know, homelessness is on a crazy rise, and some families have children, so if they go homeless, that kid now doesn't have a home anymore. Okay, that's a big problem. Second is like groomers and pedophiles. You know, I don't need to explain why that's dangerous to children. Number three is dying in school because they got shot and killed. So, you know, I think that's a very, very big problem. And four has to be them going on the internet and getting attacked or assaulted there. That happens a lot. You know, those are like four very dangerous things that I think that should be happening. But I guess in broad society, those are small size issues that just need to be put to the side. Yo, don't worry about the kid who's now homeless because cost of living is very hard nowadays. That's not a big deal. You gotta worry about the gays. This may seem crazy and probably contradicted to what I just said not so long ago, but gay propaganda actually is something that does exist. But it actually comes in a complete opposite form. You know, when I think about the idea of gay propaganda, I actually think about it being used to just tear people apart, you know, that average divide and conquer. How a lot of societies and cultures basically train people from a young age to basically just despise gay people, treat them as the worst plans of existence. Like, this community is truly just a prime example of just mass distraction that the majority of society does, where they want you worrying about something that literally doesn't matter at all. Like, two people in your neighborhood might be holding hands and minding their own business. That's the real problem in the world. Look, be scared at those two people and completely ignore how me currently right now, the politician in power, is currently passing laws that's ruining your life and making it extremely harder for you to live a normal life. Ignore that, but look at that, man. Two girls holding hands. It's just another prime example of that. And kind of like most things like that that exist in society for the only sole purpose so it can keep us divided, because this is something that I'm pretty sure I ended up realizing when you look at how the world works. The majority of the systems that we have in place does really serve one purpose, and that purpose is to keep us normal people weak, so, you know, millionaires and basically the people in power can stay in power forever and keep society working the way that it is right now, where they keep on winning over and over again. You know, they're always winning and we just consistently lose and our life gets worse. And stuff like homophobia, bigotry, sexism, basically any form of bigotry, I should have just said that, merely just continues in our society just so they can continue that. Because if everyone hates each other, there's basically zero way that people can ever come together and revolt, because everyone on top knows that if society decides to lock in, you know, put our differences aside and stop arguing about dumb, meaningless stuff that doesn't matter, and we come together and start a movement, it's wraps. Like, automatically we're changing the world. It's only going to take like what, a couple of minutes, and they know that they don't want that to happen, so they continuously keep on feeding in these meaningless stuff. This is why in a place like America, everyone is obsessed with meaningless race wars that do absolutely nothing but tear people apart. Homophobia and the gender wars and all these things that billionaires keep on funding. Whether that's them controlling news organizations that push this absolute dumb rhetoric out to the general public, or if that's building whole YouTube groups where their whole existence is to basically do that, continue to push these things out and make people hate each other more. And kind of like the majority of things like this, they're just 100% winning. They're so unbelievably good at this. It's just crazy. Especially when you see like how it's built and how they completely mastered the system. It's insane. It truly makes you feel hopeless that maybe the world might never change and people are just going to be the same for the rest of eternity. And then you get extremely sad. Which is probably what I ended up doing to a video that was originally just supposed to be a joke, saying homophobia dumb. But yeah, this is just one thing that I wanted to bring up. I just always thought this mindset and idea of gay mind control was just the funniest thing of all time. But just imagine if that was true. Like, if pride flags or gay people actually had that secret power where automatically they could just turn anyone into being gay, like pink kryptonite. Is that even a real thing? I don't care enough to search up. You just walk up to someone you don't like, secretly have like a pride flag on you, then you like flash them, and automatically they're like, oh my lord, I like men now. Crazy. Anyway, that's it. And before I leave, I do need to say one thing. If you like a femboy, you're gay. Like, the femboy subreddit is currently growing really fast, which is another video and topic on itself, where like in a lot of societies, like people are becoming really anti-gay, but at the same time people are becoming more gay, which is very weird. Actually, I'll save that for another video. Pretend I didn't say that. Anyway, that's it. Goodbye, and happy Pride Month if you care. Bye.